Which Nickelodeon show deserves another season? The last show that needs a new season is definitely As Told by Ginger, and it's because this is one of the few Nickelodeon animated shows that actually got a perfectly executed, beautiful ending with the movie The Wedding Frame. And it fast forwards through time to show that Ginger ends up becoming this successful author. She marries Darren, and she's reading her book to their daughter and to all of her friends for life. Forcing another season of this show will retroactively ruin one of the greatest endings of all time. Ginger's story is already completely told. I'm gonna say Jimmy Neutron doesn't really need it either because they had a great run, and it ended up naturally evolving into a spin-off like Planet Sheen, and all of the main character story arcs were like thoroughly completed, and they saved Retroville way too many times to count. And also, the DNA Productions animation studio closed right after this ended, so like trying to bring it back with like modern 3D animation will really take away some of the charm and the humor from the early 2000s version. Above that, I'll put Victorious. Now, I wouldn't say they need a new season, but they definitely could use like a reunion movie or something like that. If you love the show like I did, then you know they famously didn't get a series finale. We didn't get any closure on them like graduating from Hollywood arts, or Tori ended up breaking through to become this pop star. And it's frustrating when you realize that like people like Ariana Grande, Victoria Justice, Leon Thomas, they've aged up out of these roles completely. So trying to bring back a new season with them just doing a bunch of high school antics wouldn't work. Just give us a reunion movie to tie us a loose end. Number 3, I'll say Invader Zim. Now, it does deserve a new season, but at least it has a safety net. Now, this show got canceled during the second season because of production costs, and it wasn't really rating well with some other shows. But like when you think about it, the universe is kind of low-key infinite in this world, and like we could use a couple dozen more episodes of seeing Zim fail to take over the world. And even though this does need some new episodes, I would say at least we have something like Invader Zim, the Netflix movie Into the Florpus, where like even if we don't get new episodes, at least that movie kind of does soften the blow. Top 212 is My Life as a Teenage Robot definitely does need a new season. This show got cut short way too early during the transitioning era with Nickelodeon in the 2000s. This show has such a unique retro-futuristic art style while also being a teenage superhero drama. And XJ9, she had a lot more room for character growth, and they left behind the Cluster Prime storyline, which left this like massive universe of alien lore that never got explored. And somehow, some way, this show is still a classic even though it didn't get the extra seasons that it needed. But the top one that desperately deserves a new season is Danny Phantom. Now, they actually did get a series finale with Phantom Planet, but they had to rush everything because they got canceled out of nowhere, and they left behind so many lore questions that were unanswered, like the nature of the Ghost Zone, what happened to Dark Danny that's still loose in time, and the story of the show is already built enough where like they could explore like a mature revival with Danny, Sam, and Tucker in college. And the creator and the voice cast, they've been teasing this for a little while, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see this in the near future. But you know, I hope you're not stupid, and I hope your brain ain't severely rotted to a chance to whip it for the mind. But let me know which Nickelodeon show deserves another season. That's out. Peace.